And there, of course, in the journal now he wonders if he was actually dead when Farad brought him here. That still remains to be confirmed for him, though. At this point he doesn't just believe it simply that he has died and come back to life or something. But of course he doesn't dismiss that easily, seeing as he is walking around with a floating skull with eyeballs who thinks and speaks and all that. And especially he floats. Okay, let's see about Doll. It seems the female zombie is the same exact description. I don't know really why there is a different entry for them. Maybe they just wanted to put picture of both genders. Doll is extremely old and definitely not human. His skin has a trace of yellow like old parchment, dead charcoal grey eyes lie within an angular face, a non-human face as the ears narrow to points. A large white beard flows down the front of his black robes like a waterfall. He coughs occasionally. That was not occasionally. That was constantly, almost. The book he works in front of is huge and seems to contain many names of corpses that have been brought to the mortuary. Dahl is a member of the Dustman faction, a faction that believes in the true death, the ultimate state of non-existence that awaits beyond life. Dahl claims to know Erin and have met him many times, and he refers to Erin as the Restless One. He claims to protect Erin's secret of rising from the dead from the rest of the faction. He seems to want Erin to work out what is keeping him from the true death on his own. And that we shall do. Let's quick save. And I think, yeah, we checked all of this room. Yeah, here of course we will be exploring quite a bit as we don't really know this place. We have a map of course, but we only know what we've seen so far. We have no detailed instructions on where to go as such, so we'll just have to explore a bit at this point. Explore the areas. There is a door there, Mort.
Alright.
So let's go this way. There's a lonely zombie here. Poor guy. All alone, no colleagues, nothing. Let's check him. This huge corpse is standing silently in a corner of the room, facing the wall. He looks to have been a heavy-set man in his early years, and judging by the condition of the body, he died only recently. The freshly stitched number on his forehead reads 1664. This corpse looks like it is serving as a librarian, for it is carrying a huge stack of books in its arms. And of course we shall examine the books to see if there's anything of interest. The books appear to be old mortuary ledgers, none of them of any particular interest. As Erin searches through the texts, however, she notices a loose page folded between two of the books. Erin is suddenly struck with a feeling that someone tucked it there to hide it. And I am suddenly struck with a feeling that it might be the missing page from the logbook that was torn off. Let's try to grab it. The page doesn't look like it belongs with the ledgers, it looks like it belongs in a logbook. Bingo! The tear is clean as if with a knife, so Erin suspects the page was removed on purpose. Let's read it. Erin takes a moment to read through the page. It's a list of dead bodies brought to the mortuary and logged in the receiving room. All the entries appear to be recent arrivals. To read notes, books or scrolls, place them in your inventory, then right-click and blah blah blah. We'll grab the page and let's go read it. Receiving log page. This ragged page looks like it was cut neatly out of a book. It is written in a tight, crabbed script. 16,537, fifth night. The first one has comma, but the second one has semicolon after the first number, so I'm guessing the first number is number of the corpse, so to speak. Drunk, chest wound, cause of death, mauling or Abishai. Collector Pox, 3 commons paid, no possessions. 16,538. Desiccated Corpse, cause of death indeterminable. Age of Shell prevents identification. Collector Farad, 3 commons, no possessions. Knife marks evident from dissection, possibly stripped. Okay, seems they are all from 5th Night. 16,539. Scarred Shell, cause of death indeterminable. Scars do not appear to be cause of death. Shock Trauma. Collector Farad, 3 commons, possessions logged. Fist Irons, 13 commons. Middle table, receiving room. Yeah, those we grabbed on our way out from the receiving room. 16,540. Desiccated Corpse number 2. Cause of death indeterminable. Age of Shell prevents identification. Collector Farad, 3 commons. Possessions logged. Knife marks evident from dissection, but the dissection was not thorough enough. Copper earring found lodged in abdomen. Earring has been locked in southeast preparation room. Have an initiate from the 3rd circle examine it. It has strange markings like those on contracted worker number 79. Interesting. Maybe it has originally belonged to whoever was the person in the body that is now contracted worker number 79. Did we, by the way, skip one? I don't think so. Nope. No, we didn't. Okay, 16,549. Skeleton, cause of death indeterminable. Age of Shell prevents identification. Farad, 3 commons. No possessions again, possibly stripped. Knife marks evident from dissection. And I guess this applies to the all of the corpses that couldn't be identified. As with the previous entries, these shells Farad has brought also show signs of having been prepared. I have asked that Initiate Emmerich launch an investigation into the matter. Furthermore, entry 16,542 is one of Farad's gang. I have seen the individual before. I would ask Emmerich to pay heed to how the man died. And then the info on 16,542. I'm not a number, I'm a free man! Tiefling, male, cause of death, slash marks, discoloration of wounds are consistent with grave rot. Ghoul claws. Collector Farad, 3 commons, no possessions again, knife marks, possibly stripped. Interesting.
Alright.
It's starting to look pretty certain that Farad has our journal. Go open the door, Mort. That's what you're good at. And the game seems to have some slight slowdown whenever there's highlighted. Some object is highlighted. Weird. Maybe it's due to recording partially. Empty table. There is someone here who looks like is probably one of the dustmen. The stench coming from this corpse is truly nauseating. Someone split open this man's chest and has yet to remove the internal organs. Yum. Judging from the stench, the entrails of these disemboweled corpses are dumped here, into this thing. Whatever it is. Okay, let's have Mort go check these tables and whatnot. Oh, bandages. Nice choice to put Mort to pick these up then. Next, there's empty. Mort can keep an eye out on things as well, what's ahead. As Mort is probably in less danger from dustmen than we are. So let's let Mort look around here a bit. Of course he doesn't have that, well, I don't know Mort that well, but he might not have that eye for detail, at least not on the same level as Erin does, so Erin will still actually come here to Check out details of the environment. And check this too. Empty. This disemboweled corpse proves how far you can physically stretch flesh without tearing it. This dustman or dust woman maybe has some peculiar experiments going clearly. Intriguing. Okay, let's check this zombie here. The eyes of this corpse are set close together and the eyeballs themselves are slightly askew. One faces to the left and the other to the right. Erin can barely make out the number 257 traced into its bruised forehead. It looks like the corpse has taken several blows to the head, making the number difficult to read. And don't you get dizzy with your eyeballs facing like that? There is no flicker of understanding in the corpse's eyes. They stare silently off to the left and right. Let's leave it in peace then. Yeah, Erin has also morbid sense of humor, and he likes to mess with Mort as well, of course, using that sense of humor, so. And with the undead, naturally, as he likes to poke them as well, in various ways. You never know when there's one that's a bit special, like our special child Mort here. This chalk white body has been drained of blood and treated with embalming fluid. A neatly stitched seam runs down the corpse's chest. Another corpse on a stone slab. There is no indication what the body died of. These barrels probably contain a murky liquid. The bandages covering this body are soaked with blood. Even though this corpse looks several days dead, blood still trickles from its wounds.
Done.
Interesting.
Done.
Okay, let's leave that zombie still for now and go down here first. I guess that was all of the eye-catching stuff here. Time to check out another corpse. This corpse, 985, has stopped dead in its tracks. Judging from the condition of its left leg, it looks as if some sort of tomb rot or corpse mold has eaten through its knee. The corpse is wobbling unsteadily back and forth, trying to keep its balance. Well, as Erin likes to mess with undead and experiment and poke and all that, we don't really have much choice here but to give the corpse a push. Chief, you might not want... There is a crack from the corpse's left leg and the body falls like a dead tree. Its torso strikes the stone flagstones and shatters like a rotten melon, filth and ichor gurgling from the cavity. To Erin's surprise, no one seems to have noticed the corpse's collapse, and even stranger, the left leg remains standing where the body was as if at attention. After a moment, the leg falls over with a wet thump. Yum yum. As Erin gazes upon the putrefied remains of the corpse, he notices that its left arm seems intact. It has snapped from the torso during the fall, and it doesn't appear to have been touched by the tomb rot that had spread through the rest of the body. I wonder if I could make use of that arm. And we probably can. It's on the ground. Left arm, 985. Corpse limb number 985 can be used as a club. Yay, we just got our first club. Damage 1 to 6 crushing. This arm snapped clean off corpse number 985 when it accidentally toppled. As much as the corpse's knee was rotted clean through, it looks like the combination of thick applications of embalming fluid and rigor mortis has made this arm almost as hard as wood. If you needed to, you could either use it to shake someone's hand from a distance, or use it to bash their skull in. Or both. One after the other. First bash the skull in, then shake their hand. Why does it look like a morning star with spikes and all? That is one weird looking arm. Well, here it actually reminds you, it could be like in cartoons, you know, huge ham or something holding from the bone. Oh, Erin, you sick bastard. Did we check this corpse? Oh yeah, that's the one with the blood still trickling from the wounds. Next zombie worker. This heavily stitched corpse is shuffling lazily back and forth between two slabs. The number 506 has been stitched on its forehead and the side of its neck and its right arm, In fact, the skin of this peeling corpse has been sewn up with so many stitches its skin looks like a bizarre street map. Intriguing. Why? Let's examine. If I could hit it. The stitches encircle the corpse, running from its arms, across its chest, up its neck, and into the damp mass of white hair. As Erin follows the crossroads of stitches, he notices someone has jammed a needle into the corpse's forehead. The needle is attached to a thread stitching up the side of the skull. Erin could probably unravel it if he had something to cut the thread. And this is why we haven't gotten rid of the scalpel. Even if Erin's hands aren't all that stable, but they're dead anyway, so a little hit and miss isn't that big of a deal with these. Let's have Erin cut the stitches with the scalpel, then pull out the needle and thread. Erin slices the thread neatly with the scalpel, then plucks out the needle and pulls the stitches out. As he does so, the skin covering the forehead peels back to reveal the corpse's chalk white skull, where, to his surprise, the number 78 has been chiseled. Let's examine the corpse again, then. Although the number 506 has been stitched almost all over its body, the skin on its forehead has peeled back from the skull, revealing the number 78, chiseled into the bone. Seems you got two different designations there, corpse. The corpse stares straight ahead, oblivious. Unsurprisingly. Yeah, and we are teasing and testing them. You never know when there is someone as special as Mort. Well, probably not as special, but okay. Let's make a save here. Proper save. We'll make a second one at this point. And by the way, we haven't remembered to actually see if Mort is willing to chat about anything after we talk to Dahl, at least. Let's see. Okay. Yes, he is willing to chat with us. Well, seeing as Erin is a bit of a dimwit, I think he would ask for help with the bandages in applying them, as he has no knowledge or memories about using stuff like that either. So if there's a trick to, you know, more easily have them stay on, for example, instead of starting to unwrap and all that. So how do I use these bandages? You use them, staunch bleeding and all that. If you use the bandages on yourself, yeah, blah blah blah. Got it. Well, let's see if he can tell us anything about all of the corpses here. Corpses here, where did they all come from? Okay, yeah. He still mentions that poor sods who sold their bodies to the caretakers after death. But it seems there are also people who sell others' bodies here. So would be nice to know more about this selling their bodies thing, but I guess Mort doesn't have any info. So just checking to see if you were still with me.
Alright.
Because I don't see very well you there messing about and all that.